There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, April the 25th, as we get ready for a big sports weekend and coming off our exciting action here last night from the NBA and NHL with our crazy finishes, our blowout finishes, our big comeback finishes. It's all part of the postseason here last night. And we're getting ready to go here with Major League Baseball as well here on Friday. We're well underway here on the card with some tennis action. There's also soccer today as well. There we go. We have it. I knew it. We had the date wrong. Oh, okay. Want to be ready to go here. Let's go. Thank you for joining me, everybody in the chat. Let's say hello to some folks and get going here with the coverage today. There we go. And see who's here with Cash Kane here this morning, ready to go. Twisted is here as well. Here's Robert McCormick. Good morning and hello. Thank you. And Flea says, YouTube got to fix their stuff here to make us be a member. You're a member of our family, Flea. It's okay for now. We'll let it slide. Blue is here. Lotto D, Dotto Die. Thank you, Blue. Ready to go. A few of you strolling in. About a dozen of you so far. So let's talk about what happened last night and let some folks come in here before we get to the picks and previews with our NBA coverage last night. Yeah, there was NBA draft as well, but let's talk about some of the finishes yesterday, the crazy finishes there in the NBA Knicks and Pistons. Bizarre finish, bizarre final yesterday with the Pistons and the Knicks. Landed just about on the money yesterday. Maybe you might have got it right there with the New York Knicks getting the 118 to 116 win. Most of the numbers got there. Hopefully you were able to join us on the coverage last night with in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks, as we had our featured coverage last night with our playoff coverage late. We kind of focused on the late games, but we were on the air here yesterday on YouTube and Kick, and we saw that crazy finish where I didn't know what was going on either. But apparently they called it imminent possession. They gave him one more shot, but the Knicks were able to get that win, 118, 116, and definitely a series with no love lost. It looks like they're playing in the 80s back there with some of the antics and going on between the Knicks and Detroit, and the game went well over. Oklahoma City and Memphis misfired here as Memphis gets the cover, but Oklahoma City gets that massive comeback win, and Memphis stuck on 108 last night, and no doubt Ja Morant getting knocked out of the game had to be the big factor. I mean, I'm not sure Oklahoma City would have come back to win last night had Morant been in the game the whole time. He's just one player, but it just felt like there was no answer at that point. The Memphis Grizzlies didn't have anyone to kind of get in the way of Oklahoma City and stop the momentum and the slide that they were on as Oklahoma City took the 3-0 lead. They did not cover, and it stayed under last night. We did have the winner here on the show last night, Denver and the Clippers game to stay under. Definitely did that Clippers blowout victory last night, and I feel like they've got it over Denver right now. NHL last night, we did bring a premium pick winner with the game between Florida and Tampa Bay. We did have the under as our premium pick here yesterday. Also, Toronto over Ottawa overtime there with Toronto picking up the win 3-2. How about Vegas? They're in big trouble right now in their series against Minnesota here as Minnesota gets that big first period again. Vegas not ready for prime time, or at least not ready for the first period in some of these games. And the games they've lost, they've fallen behind in the first period and been, not able to catch up, obviously, there. And St. Louis, impressive last night with the win, crushing Winnipeg 7-2. All right, a few more strolling in. We'll get going here. And Tex says the Knicks is happy about it. Irish King here today as well. All right, NFL draft last night. I think we rattled off all the names right in order there when we talked about the first 6-7 plays last night. We read them off during the show. We didn't know that the Browns and the Jags would have a bit of a blockbuster trade, but the players were still in the same order. And you wonder if, while the Browns did make their move, the Jacksonville Jaguars may have paid a little bit heavier of a price to go up and get Travis Hunter, the two-way star there for the Jaguars. Yeah, Cam Ward gets taken first. We'll see. Of course, other news with Shedeur Sanders, and they were talking about it on the show last night. If everybody's off of Shedeur Sanders, I'm on Shedeur Sanders. Okay, I'm not going to say that Jackson Dart, who the Giants traded into the first round there late to pick up Dart, was a good move. I'm on Sanders here, and I don't, mind whatever team ends up landing Sanders. I know a lot of people want to kind of go with that report about the Giants saying he didn't interview well. I don't care. It looks like the Giants don't know what they're doing to me. They've got all these quarterbacks on the team right now with no sense of direction, no sense of purpose with the New York Giants. So that was the big news I felt like there, certainly in the first half. Chargers take Hampton. My Chargers take Omarion Hampton, the North Carolina running back with over 3,600 yards in his career. And how many touchdowns? 30 touchdowns in his career. So okay with that. Genty here to the Raiders in Las Vegas. So NFL draft continues tonight. All right, Major League Baseball last night and day games as well. We did have the under with Seattle and Boston there yesterday, despite Crochet not quite having it there yesterday, but it ended up being just 4-3 for Seattle yesterday. Of course, that first game, the early game, ended up being a rain-shortened game with the White Sox and Minnesota. We had a premium pick winner yesterday, Kansas City Royals on the run line over Colorado in game one, and we came back with a sweep there in the nightcap with we had Kansas City in the nightcap there on the show yesterday. So we rolled with Kansas City to cover the run line there in both games, and they certainly did that. Also, we had over with Milwaukee and San Francisco here on the show yesterday. You guys had San Francisco team consensus there. You guys also had Seattle yesterday, team consensus. The one that struck us down from our parlay was Washington in the first five as they end up losing that game to Baltimore, first five and full game. But we did have the under on the show here yesterday morning with Baltimore and Washington to go under. Also, we had a winner here on the show with the Angels over the Bucks yesterday, and we had Tampa Bay. You had Tampa Bay. We all had Tampa Bay yesterday over Arizona. It wasn't easy, but they were able to get those late runs across the board for the 7-4 victory, and I had a premium pick winner with the under. Texas and Athletics. We've seen a shift a little bit, at least in scores getting a little bit more normal there in Sacramento, and we had the under yesterday as our premium pick. All right. Say hello to a few more folks, and I'll run a little commercial here, and we'll get started with our coverage. We've got Abel here today. Good morning. We got Andrew here talking Jackson Dart, and maybe Abel should have joined us yesterday, and we could have played some songs. We could have played some Metallica there in the chat there yesterday. We were playing some music while we were watching the games. So like a Friday night party as far as I'm concerned. NYC Bar here as well, and Kiadra as well. And we're going to get you ready here. With this being Friday, let's talk about some of the action for the weekend here, including getting you ready for the coverage of UFC Kansas City here this week. We posted First Strike here on the channel so you can get the plays from the guys, their top plays for UFC Kansas City. Machado Gary versus Prates on Saturday, April 26th from the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri. SX Bet brings you BB MMA Picks, the world's largest blockchain betting exchange. And we previewed Machado Gary versus Prates welterweights here on Saturday night from Kansas City. You got Machado Gary coming off his first pro loss, and Prates has won 4 straight in the UFC, earning the performance bonus in all 4 fights. So it should be a good card here on Saturday night. Check out First Strike and check out BB MMA Picks, and don't forget, check out the UFC playbook, as the guys put all of their best bets with a little description into the Google Sheets. Go over to the posts tab on YouTube, click on it, and it'll take you right to the Google Sheets that have the comments from the guys, the previews for UFC Kansas City here on Saturday night. Make sure you join the guys for the coverage here tomorrow. Just telling you now, I mean, we'll be here tomorrow morning, but if you're just a weekday viewer, the coverage for UFC Kansas City here on Saturday, and that kicks off at 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific with the fights. I think the guys will be here well before that, before they get underway with that card from Kansas City. So please join us then. You can get my best picks, including my UFC card for Saturday. It'll come out late tonight, but you can get my plays over at winnable.com. I've got my premium picks over there, my sports money premiums here for this weekend. I'll have Major League Baseball tonight. I'll have selections in the NBA and NHL. Like I said, we had some pretty good picks up right now under my free subscriptions is Live Mexico City. I've got my top 5 golfers for the Live tournament. That's where I focus my attention this week here with the Zurich Classic going on. The guys did a great preview for the Zurich Classic. I left it alone with the tag team format, the two-man format here, but I previewed this week Live Mexico with my top plays. Go over to winnable.com and use the free subscription, and you can get my picks for the action at Live Mexico City by going to winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM. All right. Appreciate that, you guys. And let's get ready to go with the show. We got a few more comments coming in. We got about 40 of you in here. I guess we could start the show with the previews here today. Elin Cueto is here today as well. All right. Let's get going here with our action in the NBA playoffs here tonight with the Celtics taking on the Magic. We know we've got some issues here to discuss and see who is going to make the starting lineup here tonight. Well, it doesn't look great for our man, Jason Tatum here, with the line dipping here now to 4.5 or so, and he's still with that uh, doubtful tag at this point. And Drew Holiday also now has made the list at questionable with a hamstring injury. But more importantly, here, Tatum, a 27 points per game scorer, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, big time impact player. We all know what Tatum brings here. And Orlando, despite being down 0-2 in the series, has, I don't know, to me, done a nice job. They got the money last game. Sure, they got blown out in the opener, but they closed the gap confidently. It felt like they only covered by 1 point, but it didn't really seem like at the end. Yeah, it was going back and forth there. Maybe I'm just talking like we had it all the way because we were on the Magic there, but nonetheless, they did get the money, and now here back home. I don't know. Maybe I better update this because it's certainly 4.5 right now, pretty much everywhere. And the total currently at 197.5. It feels like here. There's even some 198s out there right now. So see how you're going to approach this one tonight. Do you think that Orlando has closed the gap enough to erase the fact that Tatum is not probably going to not make this lineup here tonight? Celtics were able to get it done. You figure they've been able to handle these guys a little bit. They, were confidently winning, but again, Orlando ended up getting the money. Now, Boston's covered the spread in just 2 of their last 4 games coming in, basically here, despite winning the first 2 games of this series, and they dropped one against the spread against Charlotte, and of course they lost to Orlando. Remember, late in the regular season. Still, Orlando 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone under, but the last one went over. Definitely crawled over there, but it went over by 13 points still or so there in that game. But that was at Boston. It may be a little tougher here for Boston to put up the points that they need. We're obviously looking at a game here. Look, 197.5. We know what we're getting with some of these playoff games right now, and how the defense is coming in. Certainly pushing these games way lower here when they're ready to play some defense now in the postseason, but still hard to swallow. First game went well under this number, of course, at 189, with Boston winning it by 17 at home. So you do expect the Magic to be a little bit more comfortable at home, and they're the ones that kind of wants to. Yes, Boston's great defensively, but Orlando defense is their specialty here, and pace. And both these teams kind of, Celtics can do whatever they want. It feels like, however they want to play it. But okay, let's get to some picks from the chat. We got NYC Bar. I know it's the playoffs, so everyone's a little afraid to make a pick. Here's Blue on the Celtics with the spread, and Terrell with a little prop action. So, all right, not much from you guys. I'll take the under here in this one. I'm going to go under again. I mean, I think this one's probably going to more like 190 Final. Or so here tonight with this one. Give Orlando a big chance to keep this one close all the way. This might be the only one. Who knows if they fall Final. Down 0-3. Even with, and then maybe Tatum, could he make it back? Maybe at 3-0, maybe he rests another game after that to make sure that he feels just fine. All right, that's it from you guys. Really nothing here. I know the playoffs are a little bit tough here. Irish King says, no, baby, Tatum again, question mark. I think he's questioning the toughness of Tatum with that severely sprained wrist. All right, Abel here, he's got a little bit more action for us here to calm me down with White over in his points. Portis, I said we were on Portis watch waiting for him to come back, and then he came back, and I said we're still on Portis watch because he didn't show up there. Luca, points over, LBJ assists over. That's a 14 parlay. Terrell says you can set Tatum here up 2-0. And again, it definitely feels like it is relatively serious as far as probably had some swelling and stuff like that in the wrist. Like I said, it's a matter of pain tolerance when you have something like that, and just catching the ball, and it's not so much. And again, maybe having your shot affected. Okay, that's it from you guys here as we get rolling here on a Friday. I'm taking the under with the Celtics and the
Final.
Magic. All right, seeing some finals come in here in tennis action. They're well underway in Madrid, probably halfway through this card, maybe more so here today, three-quarters of the way through the card, but there's still some matches, about 8 or 9 matches still to come here in Madrid on the men's and women's side. All right, next up, we have the Pacers taking on the Bucks here in this one. The Bucks favored by 5 and the total 230. Maybe with Damian Lillard back, give him a lot of credit here. Look, the Pacers got it done. They were able to win the game there last time out, but now Milwaukee back at home here. Sure, Pacers romped at home and looked good. We were back in the Pacers for sure in those first 2 games here, but I'm ready to switch teams. I'm ready to go with the Bucks here in this one tonight. I don't know if they'll be able to overcome the Pacers here in the whole series, but now for me, coming back now with Lillard back in there, thought he looked, was able to get in there and mix it up a little bit. Look, that was a serious ailment that he had there, right? With the having to take the blood thinners. That's what it was for Lillard, the fact that he had to take those blood thinners, and that's why you can't play. You can't get bruised or anything like that. But he came back with 37 minutes, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Didn't shoot particularly well, but did make it, I thought made a difference. And he kind of had his minutes monitored there, but 37 points. I mean, you're not going to be too worried about that. So I think this has a chance to be kind of one of those home team kind of series here. Maybe Milwaukee can come out of this. They're the team with still the experience, right? Remember, it was only back 4 years ago. They weren't perfect in those games. So Indiana's won 9 of their last 10, but they're just 2-4 against the spread against Milwaukee in their last 6 games against them. Milwaukee's actually covered 7 of their last 10, despite failing the last 2. Remember, they were on kind of a roll coming into the postseason there a little bit, even with Lillard hobbled there. They've actually won 8 of their last 10 games. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. It doesn't feel, where's the, are we sure it's not 203? Not for this game. I'm just saying in general in the postseason, because with all these games going way under, look at this total at 230. And I don't think it is going to have any problem being challenged here by the way these 2 teams are going right now with the Pacers and the Bucks. They just went for 238 in the last game. Yeah, the first game was only 215 points, and it did go well under here, but even I'm willing to think that maybe this one still can go over, especially given the situation. Now, it is the playoffs, I get that, but Indiana 21-9 to the over as an underdog, and Milwaukee 33-21 to the over as a favorite this season. Indiana 24-17 to the over on the road. Milwaukee went 24-18 to the over on the home floor. So, all right, Indiana's gone over in 5 straight on the road, and also 9 of their last 13 overall. Milwaukee was gone over in 4 of their last 5, with that first game of the series being the only under. I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks, so here tonight to win and cover here. Look, I'm not saying Pacers aren't going to be able to still hang on to this series. I would imagine look, Nembhard looks good out there. Hallie here, he could probably clamp down a little bit on Lillard. These guys are getting into it a little bit. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one tonight. With Nine Legacy says, take the Celtics, take the Bucks, take the Timberwolves. Kiadra liked Magic on the money line. Abel took the Bucks here. Andrew took the Bucks. A lot of Bucks here agreeing with me. But here's NYC Bar with the Pacers. Nate says the Celtics will smash tonight. Despite the fact that they're missing their superstar player, they will still crush this spread tonight. It's Nasty Nate having Boston to easily cover this spread tonight. They're going to smash here and crush the Orlando Magic and cover that 5 points. Kiadra here is on Indy plus those points on the road. And Terrell says the Bucks will do what the Grizzlies did, but not blow the lead. So I think that means they'll jump out to the lead and have some, again, it was 77, but they led that game by 29 points last night and lost the game by, 6 or whatever. So the 30-plus point swing in that one, just crazy there last night. So I'm taking the Bucks here to roll, though. I'll call it roll. They're going to win this game. I've got them covering this one. Maybe the fact that the total is high could allow the Bucks to pull away a little bit in the end. I'm taking the Bucks here tonight. Finally, it'll be the Lakers and the Timberwolves, and what a series so far. We've only played 2 games, and going to game 3, site change here, Minnesota. Hey, the Lakers were able to get it done, even the series there after the stunner in game 1. The Wolves won it by 22 points. Lakers came back for a defensive-oriented win, 94-85 here, and look at this total. Talk about going. The first game was 215 there, and look, it almost went over. It went under. Second game was 211. They only played to 179 points last game as the nature of the series changed dramatically. And it's turning out, like I said, I don't think it is a great matchup for the Lakers here. They're going to have to get one of these, it feels like, in Minnesota, but man, tough matchup for Luka, for Hachimura. The only one that's not a tough matchup for, it seems like, might be LeBron. But I think for the rest of the crew, it does feel like a really tough matchup. And meanwhile, you've got not only Ant, who certainly can be pretty good here, but McDaniels can look good. Now, Rudy's having a little bit of a problem, but we're not worried about his offense. See how you guys like this one here, Lakers and Timberwolves. Timberwolves laying just 3 points here, and the total 205. And if I say just 3, but Lakers are just 4-8 against the spread. Their last 12 on the road. They're 2-14 in their last 16 games straight up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We know we got a different Lakers and all that, but Timberwolves come in having won 9 of their last 11 games straight up overall coming in. That includes that loss last game, but they've won 5 straight at home here. 6 straight meetings between the two teams now have gone under here in this series between the two. And, well, it's dropping. We know that. Minnesota's also gone under in 7 of their last 8 games overall, and the Lakers have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. And the one that went over was the one they blew out Houston, remember, with a 140-point effort there. So let's see what you have here. Does, the numbers don't seem to favor the Lakers either right now. Here's Kiadra with the Timberwolves. And Old E is here. Nice to have Old E. Justin's here. Good morning to Justin. Abel says the Lakers win it on the money line. They won the first game. Oh, like Lakers money line. They win the first game in Minnesota like the Wolves got game 1 in L.A. Robert's on the under, and he says they'll regain that home court edge.
Final.
Justin's got Ant to go over 26.5 tonight, and NYC Bar likes the Lakers. As a dog, that could be appealing to a lot of people here, taking the Lakers as an underdog. They were 18-14 against the spread as an underdog this year. The Wolves were not a good home team against the spread, that's for sure, but they did play pretty strong down the stretch there here, now that the games became important there a little bit. Maybe they coasted. Obviously, they didn't end up with the home court edge at first, but they do now. I'm taking the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover here tonight against the Lakers in this one. Maybe Lakers can pull off the next one. I've got Minnesota tonight. All right. Abel says the Lakers are better as underdogs. Yeah, no doubt. A decent record against the spread as a dog for the
Final.
Lakers. All right. Guess that's it for the basketball coverage here. Thank you to the chat all stars here. That's what we do here on the morning steam, right? This is we do acknowledge the chat. That's about what we do, right? You can go through some of those other ones, and yeah, they're great shows. You get involved in the chat and you're sharing your thoughts, but we give you those thoughts right here on the screen from the chat all stars. Okay, let's go to the hockey tonight. Just 3 games on the ice in the postseason here. And let's get into it here right now. And we're seeing an upset here. I think this is an upset at Madrid here. I know the underdog did come through here. Oh, that was a much earlier fine. Okay, let me get into the hockey here. All right, Capitals and Canadians here in Montreal tonight with these two, right? So now the shift scene changes, but the Capitals are still 2-0, despite the fact that Montreal's looked okay for sure, I thought, in the series so far. The scores are 3-2 and 3-1. So, Capitals were able to do a nice job, get the wins they needed there at home. But I thought the Canadians looked okay so far in the series, getting just even money here. Maybe not too swift of a move considering the odds makers, with Washington having the best record in the Eastern Conference and Montreal being a wild card team here a little bit, and maybe not getting the price I'm quite looking for here. But look, first 2 went under in this series, and I think I'm ready to go the other way in this one with the site change here and the fact that the Canadians are down here right now in this series, 2-0. So look, Logan Thompson is great. He's got these incredible numbers. We know that, but the Montreal Canadiens are going to have to take a few chances here, and maybe open it up a little bit if they're going to be able to get back in this series. So I'm concerned for them. Certainly, I like the Canadians, and I'm going to end up taking the over in this game as my play. I think that's going to have to, and they could end up getting beat here. I don't know if they will. I think this is a game where the Canadians can definitely, if they're going to get this one out of the 2 home games, maybe this is the one that I would prefer them in. Now, Montreal's lost 5 of their last 6 coming in right now, but they've won 5 of their last 6 at home. Washington's won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams, but they're just 1-4 in their last 5 games on the road. Now, I know some of that was at the end of the season. All of it was there at the end of the season, certainly, but Washington has won 16 of the last 20 meetings between the 2 teams in Montreal. Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Montreal's gone under in 8 of their last 11. But I'm going over here tonight at 5.5. Juice to the over here in this one. Give me the over tonight with the Caps and the Canadians. Let's go to the chat here in this one and see here. Joe T is here. He might bring us an over. I've got an over here in a hockey game, Joe. Washington and Montreal. Abel says Luka to get 50 points on these guys today. I'll say half that. NYC Bar likes the Canadians here. Abel likes the over, though, at least with me in the hockey game. Irish King. He's on the over. Pardon me. With me and Subhuman is here today. Maybe he can help us cover. I think I've got 2 plays lined up in this Friday fixture soccer today. I was looking to get involved in Bundesliga game and maybe the League One game here. Robert's on the Habs with me. All right. I'm taking the over in this one, though, as my play. That looks like it from the chat. Let's go to the next one here. And the series that time forgot, maybe, here with the Hurricanes taking on the Devils, right? In this one, anybody paying attention? The Hurricanes are up 2-0, by the way, if you were asleep at home here for this one. But now the Devils, yeah, if they're going to have a chance, you got to figure this one's it, right? Still, Hurricanes $1.65, 5.5 under at minus 125 or so. It looks like, oh, it's under, right? I think that line, I think that's just a typo. I don't think it was ever 5.5 over. 5.5 under 25. 2-0 series lead. Oh man, I said we were going to update the series on the screen, but that's all right. 2-0 series lead here for the Hurricanes, winning games 4-1 and 3-1. So impressive that like I said, this feels like the game that the series that isn't getting much attention because it hasn't been a very entertaining series or a blowout series right now with Carolina dominating. But the scene shifts here to New Jersey. We'll see if they can get it done here. New Jersey just 18-22 on home ice this season. Carolina was 16-25 on the road. New Jersey's lost 6 of their last 7 games coming into this one, but Carolina has lost, remember, 5 of their last 6 until they got on a little roll here with these first 2 wins. They actually had been dropping games there at the end of the season to those Eastern Conference contenders, Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto. Meanwhile, New Jersey also having some struggles, but they have beaten Carolina in 9 of the last 13 meetings between the two teams in New Jersey coming in. Carolina's on a losing streak on the road. They've lost 6 straight on the road. You're going up against a playoff team here. Make no mistake, right? New Jersey. Like I said, I have a New Jersey's future, so I not proud of it, but again, they're a playoff team, and Carolina's had their share of struggles on the road. Can you really get involved here? Carolina hasn't performed well here in New Jersey, but let's see how you guys have it. It might be a good enough price. It does feel like it's a little too high. All right, going to the chat here a little bit and see if anybody likes this game. Here's some bets from Jermaine. He's got some basketball action there. Abel's got it as a sweep here. And Derek Bopp is here today. I'm trying New Jersey here tonight in this one. I don't know if I'll give up on them if they don't get it done here, but I'm going to take the New Jersey Devils here at home in this one against Carolina. I think the price is just too much, plus $1.35 or $1.40 in a playoff matchup. Carolina's very good. I get that. New Jersey still, a decent record throughout the regular season, really just 5 games shy of Carolina, and they fared well in this matchup, it feels like to me. Robert's on the over here in this one, and NYC VAR likes the Devils. I'm going to take the Devils here at plus $1.40. I think the price is what is keeping me in here. I can't deny that Carolina dominated that series, but like I said, a little bit of success for New Jersey against this team. The regular season meetings between the two teams were Carolina winning 5-2 at home, but New Jersey won in December 4-2. They also won in November here at home 4-2 in their home games against Carolina. 9 Legacy, though, another one with a Hurricane sweep. Not putting much stock into those early season wins. Okay. Let's go to the last one here now on the ice with the Kings taking on the Oilers. Here in this one, you got the Oilers, $1.40 or so. And the total 6/15 for the most part. Let me see if is that right? I know this total has fluctuated quite. 6/15 seems like the general line here in this one as we get rolling here for game number 3. And the Kings did the job at home, 6-5 and 6-2. That's not real good if you're the Oilers giving up 12 goals to a Kings team that kind of focuses defensively at home. But I said they're about this series that maybe we would see a lot of goals here between these two. And, well, that's turned out to be the case in this series. So let's see how you see this one here with Edmonton going back home, favored, needing a win. Remember, they won the series last year against the Kings, 4-1. Maybe the Kings are certainly better this year than they were last year, but Edmonton still 7-2 straight up last 9 games against the Kings at home. Edmonton has gone 7-3 against the spread their last 10 at home. Kings have won 5 of the last 6 in the series, but it's been a struggle when they've come, of course, to Alberta. Kings are 4-1 straight up their last 5 on the road. They've won 6 of 7. Coming in overall, Kings have gone over in 6 of their last 7, but Edmonton's gone under in 9 of their last 12 games. At home, they're a little bit tighter there, I guess, but let's see how you guys are playing this one with the Kings and Edmonton here tonight. We've got Abel going over here. 9 Legacies got the Kings tonight. Says maybe the Kings will win this one. Maybe Edmonton gets game 4, and then the Kings get the last one there in game 5. Terrell says over. You got 6 ding dongs. Oh man, I could use a ding dong right about now. And NYC Bars on the Oilers here in this one. Why wouldn't you be? I mean, the Kings can't win on the road. We know that. And since it is $1.40, I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers here. Probably won't send it out as a premium. That's not a terrible price for a team that, like I said, the Kings just dismal on the road this season. We know that 17-24. That actually seems like a good record, kind of compare, because of. Did they really win 17 games on the road? Doesn't seem like it. And Edmonton was strong at home, 25-16. So I got to try Edmonton here, and I have a feeling we're going to see plenty of goals here. All right. I guess that's it for hockey. Hello, good morning to Patrick SB, the groovy alien there. Almost got him home there. Was it yesterday was Patrick? No. Who was Jermaine? Jermaine was the winner last? No one won. The consensus parlay didn't win last night. I guess we're going over to Major League Baseball now. That's it for the hockey. Kind of like the playoff card here tonight. I've been pretty hot. All right, Dan. Let's see. Terrell, he is ranking the hostess desserts. Now, here's the thing. To me, there are some caveats here. See, on cupcakes there, on the first one, I really think that the cupcakes, the white frosting with the kind of the red, white, and blue, I guess it is, those are elite cupcakes. The Hostess white cupcakes with the white frosting and the colored sprinkles are elite. Ding dongs, and I can roll with the ding dongs and Twinkies. Snowballs, I can't do that. What about aren't zingers a Hostess? And Hostess over Little Debbie's all day long, right? I mean, Little Debbie's. That's what when Mom wasn't making as much money, we had the Little Debbie's, and then we had the Hostess when times were good. All right. AOD's really upset with the Pistons there. That was crazy finish there yesterday. And AOD is going to roll big time. Okay, but Nasty Nate did like the zebra cakes. Fair enough. Frozen. Do you eat them frozen? Right. That does sound okay though. Eat them frozen right out of the freezer. Right. Don't let them thaw. Just eat them. I agree. Oh, Nasty Nate. I'm going to try. I might do that. Okay, let's go to baseball here right now, and we got a full card, so let's get going. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Uh, also, last night, I always like to talk about the athletes that I've covered there from my area, and one of my players got drafted last night by the Kansas City Chiefs. The last pick of the first round, Josh Simmons, hails from the San Diego area, went to my high school, but spent a lot of his time injured in college last year as a member of Ohio State, didn't play very much. And now the Chiefs think they've got themselves a sleeper because, he really was a little bit off the radar. Josh Simmons got drafted number 32. All right, 1-day game. We're in Chicago here. The wind's not too stiff. It's kind of blowing in from left field. I don't think it's really a factor here, but a lot of people have been talking over in this game today between Philly and Chicago. I'm not sure I'm ready to go there. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. I'm going to update it here. There's still some 8 overs for sure, but it feels like 8.5 over 15 is the general total in this one. And the Cubs are favored. They're up to $1.40 or so right now. Cubs getting hot here a little bit. Funny, right? The Cubs are 16-10. The Phillies are 13-12 here right now. The Cubs are doing the job. Good starters here so far. And with the win not being a factor, I understand. I mean, look, if anybody's been talking Cubs offense, right? I don't know if everybody's been hot on the Cubs offense or overlooking them a little bit. I mean, we were on them from day one, it felt like, right? I was saying here right into the season, I've got the Cubs top 5. I've got the Cubs now top 3. I got the Cubs right now. To me, they're the number one offense right now to me as far as, acting as a team, playing the right way, hitting for average, hitting for power, moving runner. They're doing it all, it feels like right now, the Cubs. I think that's part of their success. Not only with Tucker right here. Look at what's Tucker looking like an MVP candidate. It feels like at this point with some of his numbers here right now and these home runs that he's hitting and his average. I mean, he's had a great last 7 or 10 days too. He had big games against the Padres, Diamondbacks. He had that huge game against the Dodgers the other night. But also Hap, what a machine Hap is there. Bush, Swanson, Crow Armstrong. These guys are doing it for sure. Now, Suzuki missed the last game, right, with that wrist soreness. So we'll see if he's in here. Let me look at it. I don't know if it's a big deal, but yeah, he's not even on the injured list, but he did have that wrist ailment. So, yeah, Cubs are moving up. They just moved up again here at Circa. Man, this one might be, I'd imagine we might hear the old steam move here a little bit with the Cubs right now. Man, are they really $1.45 favorite over the Phillies and Taiwan Walker? I know everybody bags on Walker, but I'm kind of been on Walker here a little bit. He's got a 2.29 ERA, 206 batting average against. The Phillies are 3-1 with Walker in there for the Cubs and Colin Ray. No record. Cubs are 2-0 with him on the mound, 1.32 ERA, but a 3.26 BABIP coming into this one. So I don't know. I'd be a little concerned about some of those numbers, but let's see what you have here in our 1-day game, our Friday Cubs matinee. Turn back the clock a little bit and see what you got. I always love the I always love the Cubs Friday day games. Cubs have gone over here at home for sure right now. A massive. I think this is part of the discussion because the Cubs are 10-3 to the over at home so far this season, but the Phillies are 4-8 on the road. Now, you can throw it out a little bit, say Wrigley, Wrigley, Wrigley. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but Philly definitely has been going under on the road. 7 of their last 8 games on the road have gone under. It's at home where the Phillies are going massively over right now. The Cubs are 16-8 to the over overall. They're averaging 6.3 runs per game as part of that number one offense, as I'm calling them here right now. I mean, yeah, the Yankees are up there too, but it feels like it's mostly Aaron Judge. It feels to me like the Cubs are, a more balanced offense. They're not relying so much, although Tucker is having. Anybody want to put Tucker in there? What's his odds to win the MVP right now? Might be interested in that. Colin Ray's got great control. He's also appeared in relief in some games this season, but man, this guy doesn't walk hardly anybody. Let's go to the chat in this one and see. We're on the day game here. Cubs and Phils. All right, here we go. And Terrell does like it over. Terrell likes it over. Cash Kane, Cubs first 5. Abel liked it over too. NYC Bar was on the Cubs here. And Cash Kane, Cubs first 5. Roberts on the Cubs. And let's see here. Spoons is here today. Says the winds are blowing in. So, I like what these pitchers have done. I think everyone's on the over, though. It's going to be hard for me to kind of buck this a little bit. Phillies money line for 9 Legacy. I might be with 9 Legacy. I just think the line's gone too high. I think Philly's sending out there a fine lineup. Talk about, ranking the Cubs right now for me is number 1 offensively, but you're not going to, belittle this Phillies lineup. They are having a few issues down there. I've got them as number 7 right now, offense here currently. But against Colin Ray, you got to think Harper and Schwartz have a pretty good matchup here. But, maybe some of the concerns in there with Bohm maybe right now and towards the bottom of the lineup. But against Ray, I think they could have some success. Here's Robert with the under. Fernando under first 5. Jermaine's on the Cubbies. Justin's got Schwartz here in a little prop. And let's see here. That might be. Jermaine now says he wants the Cubs team total over. That's what he wants. Yesterday was 9-6 in favor of, or I'm sorry, what am I looking at here? That was a series from last year. This is the first game. It's Friday. I know what we're doing here. All right. The Cubs going to tee off on Taijuan Walker. Man, Walker's numbers look pretty good to me so far, and everybody wants to kind of, maybe on the road he's a little worse, I guess. All right, I'm going to go a little contrarian here. I'm going with the under in this one. I'm going to trust these starters a little bit. Look, these lineups are great, but I'm going to go under here. Pitchers' numbers are solid. Everyone's going over, it feels like. All right. Let's get to the nighttime action right now. And we've got the Orioles here against the Tigers. In this one, you've got the Tigers here are down to $1.20 or even lower. The move is on the Orioles here against a Tigers team that they're obviously playing very well at home right now. They're playing very well, period, right? They're 15-10. The Orioles are 10-14. And they're giving you a discount here on the Tigers, it feels like today. The Sharps have moved here on this Baltimore team, just 5-8 on the road so far against the Detroit team, 10-3. If you like Detroit here, I think this is a place to strike here, right? Now, maybe there's something to this situation with the Orioles here. You got the young pitch, you got Young, you got Young here on the mound, pitching in this one. His numbers aren't great for Brandon Young. 6.75 ERA, 2.5 WHIP. This is just in one start, but doesn't feel right, right? You got Casey Mize here, 3-1, 2.22 ERA. He's got a WHIP under one, a 194 BABIP. So it's discount time right now for the Detroit Tigers. Maybe you like this move here though on the Orioles here today. What gives? What are the Sharps up to in this one? Because there's no doubt the move is on the O's, and well, I don't know if there's much good reason here. Baltimore hasn't looked that great, have they? Baltimore's lost 4 of their last 6 games. They've lost 4 of the last 6 games against Detroit. Detroit's won 5 of their last 7. They're 10-3 at home so far this season, looking pretty good. So let's see how you want to play this one between Baltimore and Detroit. The 12 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams here in Detroit have gone under here in this one. 5 of the last 7 meetings overall. Baltimore's gone under in 6 of their last 7 on the road. Detroit's gone under in 8 of their last 12 games overall. Let's go to the chat and see if you're going to buy right now on Detroit, or are the Sharps right? Are you guys right? Let's see what you got. Detroit in the under for NY. Timmy Two Shoes is here. Timmy, nice to see you. Great to see you, Timmy. I think he says because Ray's kind of just a mid-innings kind of guy, right? He's only going around the lineup once. Maybe he can get through, 10 to 15 hitters, huh? All right. Jermaine says, what's going on? Mize is starting and the line is going down here. In fact, I'm showing Circus all the way down here to minus 110. They deal a tighter spread, certainly, but tighter straddle anyway. Detroit run line for Jermaine. Andrew says, go Tigers. Tigers first 5 here. Nasty Nate says he likes Pritchard and White. Back in that, he's got his props together for his Celtics tonight. 9 Legacy says, I'm going with the Orioles. Tariq B says, I'm still on the Tigers. He says it looks like he respects the move here a little bit, but still on the Tigers. And Gorky today, thank you, Gorky. He's looking forward to the Wild game there next week. Abel's on the Orioles, though. We got some people on the Orioles in here a little bit. Gorky, thank you for your Euro action here today. And let's see if I can add to the Euro.
Final.
All right, let's see here. And that might be it for you guys in the chat there in this one. Oh wait, I'll make one. I guess I'm stuck on the Tigers here like I said, at the price and the discount here. If I'm going to get Detroit, look, I usually respect the Sharps here in a move like this, but got a untested pitcher here. Detroit's playing with a lot of momentum, man. They feel like there's something. I don't know if it's something special just yet, but certainly at home, it's a good sign. I think these Tigers fans are happy. Now, caution here, though. Also, this game is probably a 50% chance, according to the Baseball AccuWeather forecast, that this game gets postponed. So we'll see. I don't see any rain in the forecast here until late, but they are listing it as a near 50% risk of a postponement. All right, next up, we've got the Mets taking on the Nationals here with Kodai Senga on the mound here. Considerable favorite, 170. Total 9 over for sure. This total is big time on the rise. I don't think this is a typo. This is just an old line that I had in there. Maybe it was 9 over, but man, we're seeing some 9.5 unders here right now. This has been a big move to the over here in this one. The widely reported steam came on the over. Does feel like it's going to be an over. It's just a matter of has it gone too high? Maybe I could just use it as my show play and hope it is a high scoring game. I think it will be between these two. But let's see how you guys want to play it here with the Mets and Kodai Senga coming in here with 0.79 ERA. He's been so solid. For sure, it kind of belies what we're talking about here with the move on this total. But uh, going up here against the Nationals is a big favorite. Senga 3-1, 241 BABIP, 190 batting average against. The Mets are 8-17 to the under so far this season, allowing just 2.8 runs per game. So what gives? You're going up against a Nationals team. Now, granted, these two teams are both averaging 4.2 runs per game. There's no true difference between these two offenses, at least currently. And James Wood, man, he looks good, doesn't he? For Cole Irvin here, for Jake Irvin here, 2-0 record with a 3.68 ERA, 105 the whip, 237 BABIP coming in. So where is it coming from? Where are all these runs coming from here? The wind is blowing out to left field, 10 miles an hour, but man, 9.5 over, and you got Senga here who definitely has looked very, very strong. Let's go to the chat here and see if you guys can guide me in here. What's going on? The Mets have a 7-game winning streak coming in right now. Super hot are the Mets here with Senga. They've also won 6 straight games overall against Washington coming in. Washington has done a nice job at home so far this season. They've won 6 of their last 8. Mets are 14-4 as a favorite here. Washington's lost 5 of the last 7 games at home against the Mets, but nice job by Washington too. Mets have gone under here right now in 13 of their last 19 games overall, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. Washington's gone under in 5 straight. All right, let's see if you guys are into this one with that over here. Is the steam's on the over. I think it might. Maybe I've got carried away. It may have gone too high here. Here we go with Abel on the Mets. And Derek said Rod with the money line parlay there yesterday. All right. Tremaine likes the steam on that over, possibly. NYC bars on the over here. Timmy Two Shoes going over in the PSG and Nice game today. And over 9 quarters as well. It's hard to go against PSG, but maybe Nice can get there on the handicap today. Irish King likes the over in this one. What does that mean? I think that means Mets, maybe money line. He's on the over. Mets and team total over for Tariq. Twisted has you with the Cubs, Tigers, and Mets here in this one. And Timmy says, Senga is, well, isn't he kind of the flavor of the week here right now, or flavor of the? He's looked very, very strong. Has Senga? He's gone over. He's gone under in all 4 of his starts. And Terrell says the Mets, big bats here, will take care of business here in this one on the road at $1.70 here. I like the Mets on the run line today to pound it out here against Washington. I'm going to take the Mets on the run line here in this one. Mets currently on the run line today. The current price here with New York is Pick'em. -1.5 at -110. Justin Wood over in his total basis. Man, he looks good out there. Imagine if I don't know, he is a slender man, but man, could he bulk up and be even stronger? Maybe you don't want him to be. Good morning to Philly Eagle Flyer. All right, I'm going to take the Mets on the run line. Next up, we've got the Blue Jays taking on the Yankees. Here in this one, you got the Blue Jays, a game under 500 so far. It doesn't feel like it. Feels like they should be a worse record than that right now. Yankees have fallen here to 15-10 after all those runs. The Yankees averaging just 5.5 runs per game now. That's a zero point 0.7 runs less than the Cubs, if you know what I mean. Toronto here on a losing streak coming in, no doubt, but they're going to try to stop it here with Barrios. 5 ERA, 286 BABIP. Carrasco comes in 2-1, but he's got a 6.53 ERA and a 286 BABIP coming in. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. It is 9.5. Juice to the under. In fact, there's some 9 overs right now. This one started as high as 10, but you got two pitchers that are pretty much serving it up. Everyone loves to go against Carrasco, don't they? And Barrios hasn't done much for you either so far this season, although the Blue Jays are 9-16 to the under, but mostly because of that offense, averaging just 3.5 runs per game with all these stars that just aren't hitting right now. That's the frustration at this point, it feels like, for Blue Jays fans here right now. But I don't know. Should be a good matchup for the top of the order for Bichette, for Guerrero, for Springer in there as well, and my man Alejandro Kirk. For the Yankees here, I've got him right now, number 4 lineup. Here, you may have him higher, but I've got him number 4 here currently coming in. And man, this total going down. What's going on with that? The Sharps are maybe the ones responsible, it feels like, for this total dropping here today. But I don't think I want to go over with these guys. Let's go to the chat. I mean, under with these. I don't want to go under with these guys. The Sharps are on the under. Did I say it wrong there? I know when we were talking about it, I characterized it as Sharps pushing the total down, these pitchers struggling. You still have the Yankees, a great lineup, and an underachieving Toronto lineup, right? I think that's the storyline a bit. All right, let's see what you guys might have here in this one with Tariq on the Yankees, Fernando's on the over, Robert on these Jays. Here's Jermaine says Carrasco at home might be a little bit of a different story. Abel here's on the over. NYC Bar is on New York today. And that's it for you guys in this one. I'm taking the New York Yankees here in this one. Give me the Yankees at home at minus $1.25. Justin's on the Blue Jays. I think you guys are kind of leaning Blue Jays here right now, but man, they don't look good. It almost feels like there's a problem, but they're on this losing streak right now. And is it really the Yankees as the team they're going to beat to snap this 5-game losing streak? Yankees have gone 4-1 last 5 at home. They've won 7 of their last 10. Toronto just 1-5 last 6. On the road, they've lost 4 of the last 6 against the Yankees. Yankees have gone under in 7 of their last 10. Series isn't over. I said series is an over, not series isn't over. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over here, and you have these questionable pitchers and a total that's being pushed down big time, it feels like, by the Sharps here. Because does the public really want to go under in this one? All right. That's it from you guys in the chat. Let's move on to the Red Sox taking on the Guardians. And same thing here, it feels like, as the Tigers, man. You have a hot Cleveland team against a Red Sox team that, well, they are a game over 500. At least they're a little better than Baltimore here in this one, the Apple TV game of the day. And you're looking at basically a pick 'em here. even the Red Sox are now favored, and so I'll just call it a pick-up. Feels like the Red Sox have gained favoritism here at a couple of books. Total right now 9 under 15 in this one. I mean, the Guardians coming in hot. Yes, they did lose to the Yankees 5-1, but they won the series right there at home. That did stop their winning streak, but they're still 7-2 at home so far this season. Meanwhile, Boston 6-7 on the road. Tanner Houck on the mound for the Red Sox. Houck comes in here with numbers here not great, 7.66 ERA for Tanner Houck. Meanwhile, for Lively here, 3.86 ERA, 292 BABIP. Not terrific numbers, but Cleveland 1-4 to the under with Lively on the mound. They've won 3 of the 5 games. Lively started. Meanwhile, Boston's lost 4 of Houck's 5 starts this season. Cleveland's gone under in 6 of 9 at home. Boston's gone under in 12 of 19 games as a favorite coming in here in this one. Let's go to the chat. Guardians are getting good pitching, it feels like. Good pitching. We know that the Guardians here in the bullpen right now, not as good maybe as in years past, but still 3.38 is pretty much a top 10 bullpen here right now. Going up against Boston's bullpen, 4.28. Let's go to the chat here. Get your plays ready with Boston and Cleveland. Cleveland's won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams, including 4 out of the last 5 games at home coming into this one. Boston's gone under here right now in 8 of 13 games on the road. They have won 6 of their last 9 coming in, but lost the series to Seattle at home, remember, giving up some runs there. Let's go to the chat. We've got, let me get back here. I gotta peek back here at some of these because you got Nasty Nate on his Red Sox here on the road. Irish King did go Yankees out of their game. I gotta catch up there a little bit. Here's Irish King on Cleveland. Sharon's here today and says Cleveland. Thank you. Also, here's Robert on the under. Abel's on the Guardians here. I saw some comments from the president there. And I mentioned it last night on the show. I don't know if anybody even caught this. Me and this, I just love anything about watching this guy. But he did say, how did the Cleveland Indians change their name to the Cleveland something else's? And he did say that he would like to see, it's funny, right? Because this is political commentary. People say, I'm doing politics. So they say here, right? The DEI and right? The president says, hey, let's bring more of the Native American nicknames back into sports, right? Sense of pride, the position that I've kind of taken all along. I mean, if I was in a marginalized community, if that's what you can call it, because of the biases of the majority, I'd want team names named after my ilk. So he's bring them back. He did say the Redskins might be a little bit too much, but he said in all the other ones, he said bring them back. Let's get those nicknames back into sports. Tariq's on the Red Sox. Timmy Choo Choo's got some props for us here. Robert's on the Guardians. NYC Bars on the under here. And yeah, Tanner Houck, big time numbers there, right? And Sharon, right to Nasty Nate. Probably anything is probably a pretty good team nickname except naming it after skin colors. I guess that'd probably be where we'd have to draw the line. But remember my answer, Nate, to the, I could have solved this all in one day. The Redskins should have been named the Red Tails. You could still use the feather. The Red Tails, of course, were the famous Tuskegee Airmen. They would call them the Red Tails, and you could kind of have a military theme a little bit and still keep those great colors, and maybe put the picture of the Tuskegee Airmen there with the feather here. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Some props there from Sharon. Thank you. Get twisted on the Yankees there. And Jermaine with them. How about anybody ever seen the college? There was a college intramural team, and they called themselves a particular name, and they went on to make a bunch of money because of they just made some shirts and they caught fire. They were called the Fighting Whiteys. Sancho says Ben Shelton getting ready to head out there a little bit. I don't know if he's my favorite. I think right now my favorite on the men's side is still Taylor Fritz. And Sancho took the Lakers, Irish King, Lakers there a little bit. How do we get back on the Lakers? All right. That's gonna. Oh, who am I taking here? I'm taking Cleveland. This feels like my premium. I'm not sure about the side. I really want to use this one today, but I can't figure it out. So I do like Cleveland quite a bit here. I'm going to try Cleveland again. I can't not go with it. I don't say about it, but I'd see Taylor Fritz here just closed out his match here against Chris O'Connell today. Pretty much blitzed O'Connell 6-1, 6-4. So wasn't just saying it because he was on the screen here, but that's my guy, Taylor Fritz. Covered him a little bit. Okay. Let's go next here now to the Astros taking on the Royals in this one with Hayden Wisniewski on the road in this one, going up against Seth Lugo for Wisniewski here. So far, okay numbers, 3.91 ERA, 1-1 record, 185 BABIP, pretty good, actually, good numbers for Wisniewski here. The price on the screen maybe getting a little old. The move's been on Kansas City here. Maybe Houston's down to 115 or so. The total definitely 8 under 15 here. But you got Seth Lugo, 1-3 with a 3.9 ERA, but a 241 batting average against, 244 BABIP. His numbers are a little higher, it feels like, than Wisniewski's coming in. But these two pitchers are combined 2, 6, and 1 to the under so far this season. And these two teams are combined 17 and 30 to the under so far. Royals still averaging just 3.2 runs per game, and the Astros are stuck on 3.8 runs per game. Meanwhile, the pitching for the Astros has been good. They're allowing just 3.4 runs per game coming in, while the Royals also pretty decent, right? 3.8 runs per game allowed. Wisniewski exhibits good control and has a pretty high strikeout rate, but do have the Royals here at home and playing some decent ball. Astros have the better record here, 2 games over 500. The Royals starting to come back a little bit. They've won 4 straight. Houston's won 3 straight. This is kind of the sneaky game of the night, it feels like. Let's see what you have in this one. Houston, they've won 3 straight and 5 of 6. They've also won 4 out of the last 5 games against Kansas City. Houston has gone under in 5 straight games, and they're also here going under on the road of late, although they just came off of a homestand. Kansas City with a 4-game winning streak coming in. They've gone under in 7 of their last 8 games at home. These two teams under City, it feels like, here coming in. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this sneaky good game here maybe. All right. Velo is here today. Thank you, Velo, for your support. He's looking at the Nakashima match here today. Thank you, Velo. Man, I owe Velo maybe some some plays there. I see Nakashima right now. He's up here 6-3 right now in the second set here against Offner right now. So underway, and he was just a $1.65. That looked like a big discount off the opening line. I don't think I had a call in that game. And Top Set. Oh my gosh, Top Set. What an honor to have you here. Thank you, Top Set. It's great to see you over here. Chat room legend of his own throughout the sports game betting internet, right? Abel's on the under here. And Jermaine says, kind of tough to take Kansas City coming in after all, but they played yesterday, of course, that doubleheader against Colorado after the rainout, so they had a little extra work. And Houston, meanwhile, had a day off. So great point right there by Jermaine. NYC Bar liking Houston. Twisted is liking the Astros here. Robert likes the Royals. So do I. Tariq here is on the Astros after that Royals doubleheader. We swept it with the Royals for sure. Took the run line in both games here. A Top Set liking Astros full game. Says they have the better bullpen too and the better lineup. They are the better team, it feels like right now. But nice little winning streak here for the Royals. Going to put me on the Royals here tonight. Maybe, I think Lugo can maybe match up with Wisniewski. Wisniewski, good numbers for sure. Here's Justin with Pena over in his total bases. Robert likes the under. There's Justin with the Astros. Here is, everyone's kind of talking about that doubleheader. That second game went relatively quick. 9 Legacy Astros money line and the under, and Kansas City team total under for Top Set. Thank you, Top Set, for being here. We'd love to have you here every day. Really appreciate that. Make Top Set a member of the chat All-Stars. All right, I'm taking Kansas City, though. I feel like I'm against a few people in the chat there. Hey, we're looking for some consensus plays. I know everybody's talking about Thomas a little bit. Haven't heard anything yet, so maybe time to dig a little deeper here, find out about our man, but he usually takes care of our consensus plays. So I don't know, have we had any yet, you guys? If you guys want to turn back the clock and say, what about this one? What about that one? I'll be okay with it. We need some consensus here for our drawing. Angels and Twins here tonight with the Twins, a big favorite, like they're the next coming. The Twins, I don't know if the odds makers know this, but the Twins are 9-16 so far this season. The Angels are a 500 team. And, of course, it's not Kendrick. It's not Kendrick Lamar. It's not how many other This is Hendricks. We're going to fire the graphics man here. Hendricks and Lopez. So for Hendricks here, he's 0-2 with a 4.5 ERA. 237 BABIP coming in, maybe because of Lopez here. This is probably why the Twins are such a considerable favorite. Lopez 1.62 ERA in 3 starts, although Minnesota just 1-2. They haven't been great, we know that. Still a 1.0 whip and 265 BABIP there so far for Pablo Lopez. Minnesota comes in having won that last series against the White Sox 2-1. They did get shut out there in the third game. Angels lost that series to the Pirates, but they did win the final game at home 4-3. Maybe the Angels coming back down to earth here a little bit, but they have the better record coming in here right now. Maybe we'll go to the chat and see. Can you overlook that? Is the price too high at all, possibly, with these two? Let's see what you guys have here with the Angels in their matchup with Minnesota. I'm going to the chat All-Stars here. And let's see here. Nasty Nate says Buck Knife. I don't know what that means, but I know where Buck Knives, great company with great knives. Okay, Abel says maybe the Astros were a concern. Wow, okay, I don't know. Robert was on KC. I was on KC, but there was quite a bit of Astros support for sure. Twins run line for Twisted. Abel's on the Twins as well. And Jermaine says, can't bet the Twins. I think maybe Jermaine's agreeing with me with that price. There, that's what I might have a problem with. There's the price of the Twins. I mean, they're not doing much. And the Angels are playing pretty, they've been playing well. Granted, they, like I said, they're coming back down to earth, it feels like right now. So I get that. All right. They should handle these guys actually in this spot, but can you really trust the Minnesota even on a run line here at this point? I think I'm supposed to, but I'm not sure I could do it. Yeah, Top Set, don't trust these Twins bats. They just don't have enough maybe to cover a run line here. Man. All right. Oh, Nasty Nate. Okay, interesting. Okay, a parlay here for Doge. He's got the Twins money line. And he's got the Timberwolves money line. He's got the all Minnesota parlay there. All right. Well, I can't hem and haw anymore in this one. Man, Minnesota can't cover this run line. Oh, Top Set. That's incredible. Wow. Me and Top Set are brothers a little bit. All right. I'm going to try the Angels here because I don't know any better. Kind of going against my ratings over here a little bit. That says that Minnesota is supposed to be able to take care of this run line because of Pablo, but I'm gonna veto that right now, and I'm gonna try Minnesota. I'm gonna try the Angels here. Tariq's on the under here. I can't figure out the total, or I'd probably go with the total. All right, and hey, we got a little bit of breaking news here. Well, it looks like about 2 years old, 2 hours old. Maybe you guys saw this, maybe you didn't. But Adrian Peterson, he's at it again. He's got himself a DUI this morning. Congratulations to Adrian. He's been booked into a county jail here with a DUI. Well, at least he's not doing anything else to hurt anybody. All right. Timmy's got a little hockey player prop there. And Nate likes the Timberwolves there. Oh, yeah, no, we get it. In fact, I've told Razor, whoops, that's Angel like that. I told Razor that, if Razor and I did our own collab, we'd have the Razor Ramon. And, of course, Razor Ramon was my favorite wrestler because of the fact that Razor Ramon's real name was Scott Hall. That's what Abel's saying. All right, that'll do it in that one. Let's go to the next one, and we've got dun, da, 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 da. Do you prefer Miller, or you to prefer Busch? What is your beer of preference when the Milwaukee Brewers take on the St. Louis Cardinals? Here, I know some of you, it doesn't matter what brand, you'll drink it. All right, for the Brewers here, they've got Patrick going in this one so far. He's got a 2.11 ERA, 291 BABIP, 1.3 WHIP. So good ERA, numbers just okay. Probably not quite as good as that record there so far in 4 starts for Matthew Liberatore, the left-hander. 1-2 record. Cards are 1-3 with Liberatore on the mound, 3.6 ERA and a 1.0 WHIP, 310 BABIP for Liberatore here. Milwaukee comes in with a 500 record. Cardinals 5 games under 500 here at this point. See how we got this one. How do you like this one? Milwaukee's won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams when playing here in St. Louis. St. Louis just 1-6 right now in their last 7 games overall. The win was the 10-4 win over Atlanta, but they are struggling here for sure. Still, Milwaukee just 1-5 on the road in their last 6 games, and even though St. Louis has struggled in the series at home against Milwaukee. St. Louis actually won a series in Milwaukee last season, and Milwaukee is just 1-4 in their last 4 games against St. Louis overall. So St. Louis here so far this season, they are 4-1 to the over as a favorite, and they've been trending over a little bit so far this season. They are 14-10 to the over. Milwaukee's 10-14 to the under. So let's see what you have here with Milwaukee taking on St. Louis in a bit of a rivalry game. See how you guys want to play this one. Lots of comments maybe here. All right. Top set his same game parlay there. Met Twins and Twins team total over. And let's see. Bobby Mack likes a nice craft brew there, it looks like. Some IPAs. So many people don't like, I do like IPAs, but I'm not a beer drinker anymore, but I ran a restaurant that had a brewery in it, so I became kind of a connoisseur. Jermaine's on the over there. Abel says he's got some IPA action. Here's Tariq on the Cardinals here. And I think Nate might be talking beer. He might be going with Anheuser-Busch here. And Terrell likes Milwaukee, and he likes the Milwaukee Bucks. Robert's going with the Brewers. Top set, Brewers and Cardinals first 5. Or Brewers and Cardinals first 5 team total under. That's what he said. Twisted says Brewers money line, but the Cardinals are a bet on team here. Just he's not satisfied with Liberatore coming into this one. Okay, this one feels a little bit tough, but I think as the line continues to go up here, I'm getting less and less interested in the St. Louis Cardinals here at this point, up to $1.33 or so in this one. I'm going to try the Brewers here on the road. Give me Milwaukee at this price. All right. Doge likes German beers. I am a Mexican beer drinker there, really. I prefer Dos Equis. I'm the most interesting capper in the world. Okay. All right. All right. Good job, Terrell. Okay, here we go. Interesting one here, right, with the Reds and the Rockies, because Rockies obviously, already dead in the water, spiraling out of control. But they are taking the action here by far in this one. This has been a 10, 20-cent move. It feels like the Reds are not 140 anymore. Maybe, there's some $1.20 out there, but it's mostly been all Rockies here this morning on the line move. I'll call it 120 because it just seems hard to fathom with Andrew Abbott going here against Freeland. Now, I don't mind Freeland sometimes with some of these games. Let me see what the total here has actually gone to. Maybe 9.5 under 20, but Abbott's been so good so far. It's going to be hard not to want to think that the Reds can do this here against the Rockies. The Sharps must be the Sharps clearly on Colorado. I mean, they're 4-20. They're 420 so far. They're down 15.5 units already. They're down 15.5 units already, averaging just 3.2 runs per game. Freeland's 0-4 with a 4.85 ERA. Meanwhile, Abbott comes in 2-0 with a 1.64 ERA, having won both of his starts, and the Rockies have lost all 5 of Freeland's starts so far this season. But If you like discounts, here's your spot. This is discount time on the Cincinnati Reds. It's just a matter, they're on the road, I guess you could point to that. They haven't been, uh, awesome on the road, I guess, but they're still averaging 5 runs per game. Are these Reds? This has been kind of a, surprising lineup so far, I think. I don't know if I'm ready to put them up there in the top 10, but they've done a pretty good job, especially at the top with Friedel, McLean, and Dela Cruz. McLean's been a revelation, it feels like, a little bit with some of the games he had, including that big home run he had against Baltimore last week. Maybe it was more than a week ago, but so I don't know. If you like discounts, I feel like the Reds are your team today. The widely reported steam did come in on Colorado here. You'd think Abbott can deal with the numbers that he's had so far this season. He's done very well. He's got a 105 BABIP. Freeland, not great numbers. All right, here we go. And I think Jermaine says there's no more beer commercials, cereal commercials, or soap commercials. Is that what he's saying? Terrell used to hang out with me there, getting those buckets of beer. Twisted is on the Reds. Man, Terrell and I could have a great time just hanging out, talking about the old days in Tijuana. All right. Twisted said the Reds to crush here. Irish King says Cincinnati money line. Twisted's on the over. Top set doing me a solid here with some great recommendations today. And Abel's on the Reds here. Look, Jermaine says Abbott had a great start last year, he says. I'll lay 2 runs with these guys. Robert likes the over here. Robert and I are usually on the same page. I don't know if we're on the same page in this one. There's something going on there in Colorado. The days of the Colorado total, I don't think he's talking about that in general, but Abel says, don't forget Gavin Lux also perking up there in that Reds lineup a little bit. Up and down the lineup. Jermaine says this is lopsided. Abel said he went to see Santana in Tijuana. How about the X Fest? Jermaine, anybody the X Fest with Oingo Boingo back in the 80s? Man, I think I spent 2 days in a blur. Okay. Hey, O'Caps is here. Nice to have O'Caps again today. All right. I got to try the Reds here. I can't resist the discount. The Sharps are on Colorado. I'm usually all about it with the Sharps, but maybe my hot streak will come to an end here fading these Sharps because usually I want to be with them. All right. Potapova beat Kinwin Zhang there just moments ago. Emma's losing over here to Maria Kostyuk, but it's been a nice comeback for Emma. And then I see Ben Shelton over here as well. And what's this match? Does anybody do Tennis Channel Plus so you can watch all the matches like I like to? Mertens over Osorio. Six three. Peyton Stearns over Anisimova this morning. How about that? I think that was closely rated, though, right? Svitolina destroyed. Kartal destroyed. All right. Lulu's son got rocked against Kennan. All right, let's see what we got here. A few more plays. Top Stat says, just like I always try to point out, the move. Look, you guys can see it too. The move clearly on Colorado here today. All right, taxi, my friend. Taxi, my friend, says Terrell. uh, way it used to be. You could go $5 anywhere in Tijuana from the border, pretty much. It was just $5 every time. Okay, that's going to do it for that one. Let's move on here with the Braves taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Well, we've got struggling aces here, is what it feels like, with Chris Sale going up against Zach Gallen. Both these pitchers so far with elevated numbers. Sale, 6.17 ERA, Gallen, a 5.6 ERA coming in. Sale, 1.62 whip, 4.29 BABIP. 0-2 record, struggled for sure right now. But Gallen, a 5.6 ERA, 1.42 whip. His numbers are slightly better than Sales on the surface here anyway, but definitely two starters struggling a bit. Now, Arizona has maybe been the better team for sure, 14-11 here, and they're at home. They did lose those last two games to Tampa Bay as the Rays won the series at Arizona. Meanwhile, for the Braves, they won the series against St. Louis, despite that blowout we talked about. See what you guys have in this one. The Braves are already down 8 units this season. The Diamondbacks are a break-even proposition so far. Braves averaging just 3.8 runs per game. Diamondbacks, 5.4 runs per game. The Diamondbacks are averaging here right now. So let's go to the chat. All-Stars, see what you got in this one on Friday night. Okay, here we go with this matchup. Let's go, chat. And we've got Cash Kane starting us off. He's on the Braves. Top Set says his bookie needs the Reds money here. He's got too much action on Colorado. I guess today's the day for Colorado to win that 5th game of the season, huh? Cash Kane's on the under. Diamondbacks forward twisted. He says Gallen can bounce back. Maybe worried about not so much the quality of the bull. Well, maybe the quality of the bullpen, but who's available? All right. Tariq's got an Nerfy in the Braves game. Jermaine says over here in the Arizona game tonight. Can't disagree with that. Robert here is on the Braves tonight. Philly Eagle Flyer got the over. Also, let's see, Top Set saying he does think the Aces will be back on today. The line's indicating that with these maybe these lower numbers here a little bit, maybe the starters will be back on. Robert, though, is on the over. Flanae Jones, great to see Flanae Jones in the chat. Ron G's here today. He's on Arizona. Wow, so honored to have all you guys stopping by today, saying hi. Abel's on a Nerfy here. So I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks here, actually. I'm on Arizona tonight against Atlanta. All right. Thanks, everybody. We got a few more here. Good show here. Marlins taking on the Mariners in this one. With this matchup, Miami and Cal Quantrill on the road against Logan Gilbert here. 250 right now with Seattle. They're 14-11. Marlins are 11-13, but 250? No, thank you. Probably got to find my way somehow to these Marlins. How are we going to do it? Quantrill, 8.31 ERA, 207 whip, 403 BABIP. 1-2, and the Marlins are 2-2 with Quantrill on the mound. For Logan Gilbert here, 1-1 with a 2.63 ERA, pretty good. 4-1 record for Seattle with Gilbert. He's got a 178 batting average against, so maybe it will be difficult to find a way to Miami here after all. But man, 250 here right now for a Miami team that has won 3 of their last 4 games. They had a good series there, taking it from the Reds at home. before losing 5-2 a couple of nights ago. They travel here for this game. Seattle comes in winning the last 2 games over Boston. They're in a pretty good roll here right now as well, having won 4 of their last 5 coming in. Miami's actually lost 6 of their last 9. Miami's gone over here on the road, 5-3 to the over so far on the road. They're also 14-8 to the over as a dog are the Marlins here. Seattle's won 6 of their last 7 at home right now, and pretty good home record. Miami also, Seattle also 4-7-2 to the under at home so far this season. But let's see how you've got this one between Miami and Seattle. I know we're in Seattle, and we know we get our share of unders here, but the Marlins are 15-9 to the over so far this season. All right, here we go. We've got some plays for sure with Abel says some Mariners are going to catch some with their little trident. Mariners 4 twisted on the run line here. Marlins money line for 9 legacy. Top set says Seattle first 5. Team total under 2.5. And Jermaine says good numbers for Quantrill against the Mariners. Gotta respect that a little bit. And not fair as I go to the batter pitcher matchups, and we talk about McMuffins in here a lot, and there it is, the ad for the McMuffin right there. Let's just check it out, those pitching numbers that were mentioned there for Quantrill. Robert's on the under here. Twisted's got an exact score line, 6-4 tonight. And Top Set says Quantrill can shut this lineup down a little bit. Twisted leaning over, however. Jermaine says Quantrill hasn't closed the gap enough on his ERA just yet to make him interested. And Razor, thank you for a great night last night, Razor. Appreciate you producing that show so much. That's my favorite show to do, the Thursday night show. If you're not checking us out on Kick with razor sharp picks and sports money, you're missing out on the sportsbook experience. Sports betting talk, live sports betting show the way it was meant to be. We're showing the games over there and having a great time on Kick. If you aren't joining us for Thursday nights on Kick, hopefully you're having a good time, because we were having a good time last night. All right, Philly Eagle Flyer. Got some Nerpies and some tie games in there, I think is what it is. Irish Kings on the M's. Jermaine says Seattle's having a hard time scoring at home right now. They're averaging 4.5 runs per game. Marlins are averaging 4.4 runs per game coming in. So, all right, you guys might think I'm crazy. I've got the over in this one. I kind of want to use as a premium, but who's going to believe me? I've got the over in this one. The total here is at 7.5, shaded to the under, it looks like. Irish King got an exact score line here, 7-4. Top set. Marlins first 5 there. Seattle team total under. Oh, Caps, I talked about it. I was on a show yesterday, and I said, who had that Chapman home run prop? What show was I on? I've got too many shows. And Doge says fade Quantrill. And Irish King had that O'Neill Cruz home run there. Can he do it again? All right, let's go to the next one. It's my Padres taking on the okay, no dyslexia jokes here. They're taking on the Rays and Shane Baz. Padres going to be favored here, $1.40. Total's about 7 flat here right now with Michael King, good numbers, 2.57 ERA, 194 batting average against. Kings 3-0 so far this season, but Shane Baz, pretty good numbers as well. 2-0 with a 3.22 ERA and a 200 batting average against. Maybe not as good as King so far, but Tampa is 3-1 with Baz on the mound. Padres are up 9.25 units so far this season. The Rays are already down 5 1/3 units so far this season. Padres allowing just 3 runs per game, second in the major leagues, currently behind the Mets. See what you guys have in this one. Rays come in having won 2 straight in Arizona, remember, to win that series. Meanwhile, Padres lost back-to-back series here right now on the road, but still 17-8 overall this season. Let's see how you guys are going to play this one with the Padres hosting the Rays here tonight in San Diego. Go to the chat here. It's going to be 9 Legacy Padres run line. Terrell's on Tampa. Irish Kings on the Padres. Twisted's on the Padres. Top set says Padres first 5 and full game. Tremaine says best home team, best bullpen, Padres. Terrell may move to Tampa or San Diego. All right. Twisted likes Baz. I like Baz as well. I think we've talked about it a little bit. Had some fun with the Baz, but the Baz, the Baz. But I don't mind. Look, the price feels decent on the Padres, and still feels like a favorite you don't necessarily want to lay too heavy, but don't ignore the fact the Padres are 12-1 at home so far this season. Rays are 3-6 as an underdog. So, all right, I'll do it. If it's $1.40 or less, I'm okay with it. It's about $1.40. It may even be a little bit higher, but it's about $1.40 for sure. I'll take the Padres here. Keep it rolling at home. My Padres over Tampa. Doge says this has got to be an under. I mean, every Padre game's practically an under. It seems like they're 4-8-1 to the under so far at home, but and the offense too should be noted. Padres are missing Jackson Merrill. They're missing Luis Ariz. Abel's got the under. Twisted's got the under as well, and the Padres have that number one bullpen. Number one bullpen. Top set says the price is a blue light special. I think meaning he thinks the Padres are a big discount. I believe here today is what he's saying. Next up, we've got the White Sox taking on the Athletics from Sacramento, and look what we got here. Right, the numbers are coming down a little bit in Sacramento with these totals. I know we talked them up early. I'm willing to make a concession that they've done something here. Maybe it was just early on it was going on, but we did see these elevated numbers at home in Oakland. They're still in Sacramento. They're still 7-5 to the over so far this season, but the White Sox are pretty weak offense. We know that. But let's see what happens here in the series opener. You have Burke pitching here. Look, I think we can look at Burke and say we have something we can work with. The numbers are bad so far, 6.23, a 1-3 record, 261 BABIP. I like the way Burke looks. He's got a ways to go here, certainly right now, and maybe he's given a little bit back from a couple of good, okay performances. For Severino here, 3.31 ERA, 1-4 record for the A's with Severino. But he does appear to have some pretty good numbers here overall. 104 whip, 200 batting average against, and 210 BABIP. So Severino, pretty good numbers, but is it 230 good? Are the Athletics really doing that much here right now? White Sox 6-19. We know that. Athletics come in with a record of 12-13 here so far. But man, 240 against anybody, even these White Sox, where the A's have 4-8 so far in Sacramento. White Sox 2-11 on the road, but the A's have 8-5 on the road. They've been a loser kind of at home. They are 5-3 as a favorite so far. So let's see how to play this one, huh? With the White Sox and the A's here. I'm going to the chat. A's for Twisted. A's run line for 9 Legacy. A's run line for Terrell. Rooker to hit a home run. These A's can hit. Nerfy first 5 under for Top Set. Twisted's leaning to the under. Severino's not anything over $2. And Terrell, maybe he was on OHOP yesterday. We saw Connor Mack was celebrating the OHOP home run yesterday. All right. Jermaine says, do bigger prices correlate to over-unders? Jermaine, I'm trying to interpret what that means. Speaking of the price, does bigger prices correlate to over-unders? Okay, I know what Jermaine said. So, like, if you've got a $3 favorite, is that going to be more likely an over or an under? I think maybe what Jermaine's saying, right? When you got these big totals here, and I don't know. I don't really know if I have an answer for that. But I will say, I guess you could look to see if who's pitching, right? I mean, if you got a big number and you got an ace out there, that's a good question. All right, let's see what we can do here in this one with the White Sox and the A's here today. And I'm going to go back to the over here in Sacramento right now. I've kind of shifted a little bit to maybe it's not so much these high-scoring games, but I'm going to do this one. I'm going to for sure. Maybe Jermaine got me thinking there about that. I'm going to take the over here. And look, the swinging A's, there's no good Top Set. Great point. Good point there, Top Set. See because remember, when you look at the team totals, the bookmaker is basically telling you how many runs the team is expected to score. I know that doesn't really answer the question there, but it does give you thought. Guess there's some finals coming in. Looks like a lot of lower division Italian soccer. Nobody needs that. Okay, so give me the over in this one. We've got 2 games to go here on the morning steam. And it's Yamamoto Day, apparently, in Los Angeles with Paul Skeens going for the Pirates and Yamamoto here for the Dodgers. Not making fun of Paul Skeens, certainly. We know he's great, but Yamamoto's the man with the 0.93 ERA coming into this one, 178 batting average against 262 BABIP. So maybe not overwhelming, really, but still 3-1. You're a Dodger pitcher. You've gone under in 4 of your 5 starts. Dodgers are 4-1. With Yamamoto on the mound for Skeens here. 2-2 record, 2.87 ERA, 0.79 the whip, 186 batting average against. Pretty solid numbers for the star pitcher of the Buck series, just 2-2. Pittsburgh has won 2 of their last 3 with a great series against the Angels. They're spending the week in LA. You could do worse than that. For the Dodgers here, they just lost those pair of games against the Cubs. It was just 2-game series there against Chicago, but let's see how you've got this one with the Dodgers 16-9 and the Pirates basically with an opposite record of 10-16 coming in, averaging just 3.6 runs per game. Let's go to the chat here in this one, next to last game here on our schedule today. And is it Paul Skeens Day or is it Yamamoto Day? Hello, Moto. All right, let's see what you. I've got these pitchers to dominate tonight. I want to take it as a premium, but with the Dodgers a favorite of $2, I'm just not sure what to do here at this point, and I'm going to go under here at 7 under 15. I think we get these guys to deal here tonight. Give me the under, and I'll figure it out later if the Dodgers can or the Pirates on the run line or something. But I'm going to take the under with these two. Pittsburgh's 3-9 to the under on the road so far this season. The Dodgers are 6 overs, 6 unders at home so far. They've kind of just been that way the whole time. Dodgers also have, like I said, they lost those 2 games to the Cubs, but I think we saw it coming kind of. Let's go to the chat here in this one. See what you have here. And let's see, Doge was talking about the White Sox game. That maybe they'll get maybe the over is the norm, and we just saw a couple of low scores there. A Dodgers run line for 9 legacy. Here's Irish King likes the Dodgers in a single game parlay with something. Top set says White Sox team total over back with that A's game there. Robert's on the Dodgers here. Ocaps was on the A's. Sorry I went so fast on that. I know you guys had so many comments on that blockbuster of a game. And here's Pirates run line for Twisted. Irish King likes San Francisco in the last game there. You're excused, Irish King, if you got to go. 9 legacy Giants money line as well. You guys are ready to go on that last game. You guys are ready to end the show. Abel says Dodgers money line, Yamamoto over in his K prop. Terrell, I think he says Nerfy, heck, no runs first 3 innings possibly. Top set says Pirates and Pirates plus 2.5, Dodgers team total over at plus 160. What a unique 2-team SGP that is. Top set, great job. I'll take the under in the game between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Dodgers here in LA tonight. Let's go to the finale between the Rangers and the Giants. Giants still looking good. 17-9. They're up against a good Rangers team. 14-11. Rangers doing a nice job as well. You got Justin Verlander here. Definitely not. We're not seeing the best of him just yet. 5.47 ERA, 0-1 record, 3.06 BABIP for Nady Eovaldi, 1-2 with a 2.64 ERA, 1-4 to the under so far this season. 191 batting average against Eovaldi has been solid for sure. But the Rangers are coming off consecutive losses to the A's. The A's won the series, won it in a walk-off there with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning there last night, as the A's were able to prevail there at the end of the game with those 2 runs, of course. They did have that error on Tavares after he made that hit that home run. They had 3 home runs, did the Rangers, in the 4th inning for their 3 runs, but the A's got the win. We'll see what you guys want to do here. Last game of the night. Thank you for joining me on the show. Great time here. All right, Rangers, Giants. I'm going to the chat. The show's almost over. All right, here we go. Giants money line for Twisted. Here's Robert on the Giants. Abel's got a Nerfy. That might be it. Uh-oh. That might be it from you guys. I've got to go under in this one with the Texas and the Giants. I've got another under here. Hope I didn't go with too many totals today, gang. Really appreciate it. NYC Bar went with the Dodgers on that other game. Thank you, you guys. Thanks, everybody. Great show. Let's see here. We might have one more thing here. I don't know if I made a graphic for it tonight. Let me see here. We do have one game tonight in the UFL. It's between Memphis and Birmingham. Birmingham is an 11-point favorite. They should smash this Memphis team here right now. I know that's a big number here, but I have a feeling that Oh boy, it's all the way up to 12 here with Birmingham. They really should smash these guys. I'm going to go ahead and recommend Birmingham in the UFL tonight against Memphis as one of the biggest blowouts of the season. NYC Bar says Padres money line. Daryl Turner. Do I like the Yankees first five? Yeah, I think I can get behind that. Hey, don't forget, you can get more plays from me. Hopefully, gave you a winner in every game today, but you can get more plays from me over at winnable.com. This is where I've saved my best picks. Sometimes when I have to take a second, look at something, decide what I'm going to do, because, well, I know my best picks over at winnable.com, and I sometimes go to the total or the side. So if you want to see what they are, go ahead and check me out. Click that QR code, lower right-hand corner of the screen, for just 56 cents a day, $19.95 a month. This is how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. I'll keep on coming in here and doing this show as long as we get a few subscriptions out there and know that people are watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Don't forget, check out the coverage of UFC, getting ready for this weekend. Check out First Strike. Check out VB MMA picks. And get ready for that action on Saturday night. Get started tonight, man. It's fine to wait and watch the coverage with the guys and wait for their picks, but you can get started and know what they're going to do and be ready. I mean, sometimes those fights come too quick and you get shut out, or the card's running fast and the fights are taken off. So check it out and make sure you get ready and be ready with all your picks there. Then you can wait, but have your pick ready to go. You can wait and see what the guys do on the companion coverage on Saturday. All right, let's get ready for our drawing. Here, whoops. Let's do the drawing. I don't even know if we had a consensus. Did we? I'll figure one out. We just like to have the drawing. 40 of you comment today. We had great comments today. Here we go. Irish King, Nathan, Real Madrid, Doge, Flanae, Tariq, Nine Legacy, Sharon, Ron G, Gorky, Robert McCormick, and Timmy Two-Shoe. Timmy Two. Look at Tim's cat there. Timmy Two-Shoe, somebody just shows up and he wins the contest here, but that's what you're supposed to do. Thanks, Timmy. Good luck. And I thought Timmy won once before, and I think he didn't win. I think we only had a small amount. I don't think we even had to pay, or he might not have got paid on that. All right. Thanks, everybody, for a great show. We'll see you tomorrow here. A few more comments. What do you got for me, everybody? Let's see here. Oh, look at Daryl. He's all over it. Kukas getting that start here. And Kalinskaya over Madison Keys for Doge. Thank you. These are great. These are really high-level comments here. I'm not just stroking you guys. I mean, we showed how versatile our sports knowledge is, right? We really love all these sports, and that's why you probably watch me, because I love all these sports too. Sub, thank you. Good luck. Your subs plays are also there in the
final.
You go into the posts tab here on YouTube, click on the UFC playbook. You'll go in there and get the plays from the guys. I've already looked at it. There are already in there right now. Let's see. Man, I want to say there were 17 plays as of last night. I think they may have been added a few more. So that's how you can check it out. All right. Here's Sub. He says he likes Stuttgart over. Sub, I do too. In fact, let's make it I'm going to make that a play. And if Sub wants to agree with, I'm going to make it my play here on the show. I was going to send it out on the VIP pick, but I'm going to say it right now. I have Heidenheim and Stuttgart over 3 goals. It is juiced up to minus 140. If you want to take 3.25 on the Asian handicap, you might do that for a better payout. I like it as a high-scoring game. Stuttgart is expected to smash here, and they could easily win this one 3-1 or higher today. I think I've got the over with Heidenheim and Stuttgart. Thank you, Sub. I'll also have college baseball today. over there with the weekend action. We'll probably do that in the premium, I think, today. Thank you, Top Set. It was great to have your participation today. Thank you to Robert. Thank you to Sub there. He's putting in more fights. And Daryl says the Milwaukee. Daryl's got great to see you, by the way, Daryl. And he gives you the most unique of parlays. He says take the Milwaukee Bucks and take the Birmingham Stallions. And Terrell says, yeah. Terrell, I've said it, and I think, Terrell, I don't know. Terrell, I think maybe you will. I am on Shedeur Sanders. Okay, everyone wants to believe what the Giants said was right, but I say Shedeur Sanders is the product of a professional athlete, right? You could say he's entitled, but they have a lot. Hey, they did well for themselves. Dion did well for themselves. I think one of the most important things I heard last night was comments by Hunter. Okay, and look, we saw Hunter's dad there. We know Hunter's dad was, he was incarcerated for quite a while. In fact, he's still. I don't think he could. They gave him permission to leave the state so that he could go support his son in Wisconsin at the draft. So Travis Hunter hasn't had it real easy, right? He is now. He's rich already. Got a lot of money anyway. Not super. He's going to get super rich here now. But Travis said, and it's easy to say it, right? Because everything went on at Colorado. These guys are great players, great talents. Travis Hunter had the rougher route a little bit, right? Even though they all came from Jackson State. We know the story. Maybe Travis Hunter's had a little bit different. And Travis Hunter said, I owe Shedeur Sanders. He is, he inspired, he helped me. And I think that says a lot there a little bit. So I'm all about Shedeur Sanders, and I'm hoping that he will. Look, I'm not worried about the man led the world in getting sacked last year. He didn't throw that can be taught, at least unless you go to the Giants, whatever. He's not going to the Giants, but I think you can work with that. You can teach with that. I think, they say he interviewed poorly with the Giants. I'd be real interested to see what they thought interviewing poorly is, quite frankly. It does seem like that most often in interviews, he seems to be a well-mannered young man. These are young kids. What do you expect them to be there? Great comments, Daryl. Well, Abel's got his West Up parlay. The show's over, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here. Have a great sports betting day. We're back tomorrow. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Run for cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get